Welcome. It's me, Johanna. As you know, I'm an intuitive artist, a healer, and a metaphysical mentor. And I today have this beautiful guest with me, Theany Chan, and she's going to be sharing with us her magic. She actually took the basic class with us and learned how to work with energy and draw your energy fields, right? And so from that experience and from some other stories that she's going to share, she actually is now doing these beautiful paintings. So with that, she also has Chloe with her. She, her little sweet one. So with that, I'll introduce Theany. Theany, tell us, what's your story? You know, how did you get to this place where you're now channeling art?
Well, you hear me well?
You hear me well? It's in and out, in and out.
In and out. I keep my Thank you, Sarah. So, yes, I'm a healing artist. My dad, he passed away this January. You don't hear me well? My dad, he passed away this January 2nd. And that day, really, my life changed. You know, when I heard the news, I was devastated because I was now officially an orphan. You know, I lost my mom 6 years ago. And her loss was extremely hard for me. I even had suicidal thoughts. You know, I was really depressed, and I quit like a really a corporate job as a director of nursing, etc. So this time when I lost my dad, you know, I thought that I had to suffer like I did last time with my mom. But I was really fortunate that this time it turned out as a gift. It's odd to say, but my dad's death has been a gift to me. He gave me a tremendous gift. I'm now able to channel his spirit through the painting. So what I do now is that I co-create divine channel painting for grieving people, so they can heal from the loss of their loved one and also honor that person. You know. So it's really a blessing, and it's magical what my dad and I are co-creating. And if you would have asked me a few months ago, I never thought I would do that. You know, like me channeling spirit, no. You know, I think you remember when I took your class. You know, I had a hard time to trust my intuition. But with my, you know, this time with my dad, it's amazing. You know what I've been able to do and to trust and to surrender to the process and to enjoy, you know. And one thing that I can do all day is painting. That's my I feel so much joy and so much, you know, peace. And for me, painting is a meditation for me. So yeah, it's been truly a blessing.
Wow. So tell us about some of the paintings that you have. I know you're going to share one at least, right? And how does that process start for you? How did you know that it was your dad that was coming through?
Well, you know, at first, what happened is that a few days after my dad passed away, I got in touch with a psychic medium. And my dad, you know, gave her the message. And he asked her to tell me, you know, paint a lotus flower, you know, and create a business. Share the message and share your passion, share your gift, and I'll help you from above. And I was like, oh my God, you know, it was so emotional for me. I cried the whole time, you know. So it took me a few days after to start finally creating that lotus. I was like, oh my gosh, because my dad, he was so perfectionist, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if I it's not nice what I co-create, you know?
Right.
So I hesitated a lot before creating it. And actually what you see behind is the lotus flower that I co-created.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yes, that was our first masterpiece.
Wow.
And so I was so emotional. I left because he asked her to tell me to leave a brush, for him to paint with me. So I created a ritual, and now we have a ritual, when we do it, when we channel other spirits for clients. So what I do is I have an altar here at my home, and I light the candle. I get into a short meditation, and I like to listen to the music of the person that I'm channeling, and I pick oracle cards, to get messages, and I start painting, and I dance with the music if it's a music that dance. So it's fun. I make it fun for everyone, and yeah. So the one of the painting that I did recently, I'm not sure if you see it well.
Yeah, we can see it's beautiful.
That was for a client who wanted me to channel her mom's spirit.
Oh,
And she said that, she felt that her heart chakra was opening. It was comforting. It was transformational. It touches her more deeply than I could have imagined. So maybe you can see it or not, but it came out as a woman.
oh,
Yes. So I will post it in the group, but it came out as a woman. She's kind of having like uh I don't know how to say that, like a skirt or a tutu or something like that. And
right.
a few days after, I got in touch with her and I asked her how she felt, and she says, I feel less panic. It's easier to get through my day. Life flows more easily for me. So each time I'm really amazed by what we co-create together. And each time when we start, I don't know what we will come up with, what will come through, and I choose the colors intuitively. So each time it's amazing. This is the latest co-creation that I did. Um, for this one, I channel the client's that spirit,
Wow.
and the outcome, she said, was more than she could have hoped for. It lifted her soul as it gave her a sense that, it helped her father heal. And initially, I thought that, it was beneficial for the client. But with her feedback is that, yes, it's true, the spirit is received the healing as well. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel so blessed.
Oh,
It's amazing. Like I want to cry, when I heard that. And if you can see it, it's kind of a man's face that you see, you know,
oh, kind of, yeah.
Native American, and it looks pretty much like a Native American. Oh no, no, Lauren. So I was like, okay, that's amazing. And when she saw it, she was so amazed. And there's this one as well that I did only with my dad spirit.
Oh,
So what is fun about the painting is that each person that sees it sees a different meaning, and the
right.
meaning that is meant for that person. So this one, what I see is that opportunity or bursting, like it's bursting. So when we face a loss, oftentimes we think that, it's the end of the world. But with my dad's death, this time I was able to see the beauty in death. And so that's a reminder. So each time it's amazing. And also the benefits that I find that it provides, because I infuse the paintings with energy healing.
Right.
And also I find that it helps release trapped emotions. Yeah, you agree? You want to add something? And it provides deep messages. It can even help you meditate, and connect with the spirit of your loved one. And
Right.
it's an ongoing communication, in fact, because
Yeah.
um, that person is always there with you. You just need to listen and pay attention to the messages that you get.
Mm. So, how does your dad specifically work with you? So you're intuiting, is he helping you figure out the colors? Is he giving, how do you hear? Are you seeing him? Are you hearing him?
I
Uh,
feel him. I feel him. I feel him. For him, I feel him. And it's I just know, I
yeah.
just know. But he's always there with me. But especially when we paint together, when we co-create, I just know that he's there. And my dad, when he was alive, he was so serious, Johanna. He was so serious, and he would have never told me to paint and enjoy it. It's um in fact, he how can I say it? When he was alive, I thought that I could not be myself with him and show him my true self. And he did the same thing because he thought that I would reject him.
Oh,
And so is that, So now that now it's different. We get to be who we are, and painting together. So it's such a blessing. It's such a gift, to be able to do that, because so that's the reason. That's important message, is that when someone tells you not to do this, not to do that, and are not encouraging you, don't listen to that, because it's their fear that is talking. They're projecting that, or mirroring that. So don't listen to that, because that's what I did when he was alive. I didn't listen, I denied who I was. And it's only now that I do it, that so that's one of the message, that I would give to people, um,
yeah.
and
I
also,
remember when we first met last year, and
yes,
you were a little lost and not sure exactly where
well,
you were going, and there was a lot of confusion. You had just, you had a nursing background, so you had a definitely intellectual medical brain working, but you wanted to be able to balance your intuition, your heart. And
yes,
I think it's a beautiful journey, obviously, that you've gone through this transition of
hmm,
going from the medical field now and healing in that environment to now utilizing your artistic skills and healing in a completely different way because of this tragedy. And now it's turned out obviously to be, a blessing in disguise. Obviously, I know that
exactly.
your father passed away pretty quickly, and it was a bit of a shock. And so this is, what a beautiful gift that he has given you. And so tell me about the process of, so you sit down and you get into your intuitive space, you pick the colors. What are you using, acrylic on canvas? And then what do you get, like written messages for your clients as well now?
Yes, that's what I do. So, um, what I send them, it's I take pictures of the progress of the painting,
Oh,
do it on a Canva, a sheet of Canva. And so what I send them is I take pictures of the progress of the painting, and I do, a short video, and I put some music in the background. And that's what I send them with a channel message, in a PDF. So each time, the first client, she didn't know that I would do that. So I sent it to her. She was like, "Oh my God, Theany, it's such wow." She was amazed. So yeah, now I do that for all the clients, and they really enjoy, the message, and it was on point. And that's one thing, I'm sometimes we don't trust our intuitions and the messages that we get. But this time I'm really learning, to surrender and let go of the outcome, and just trust the messages that I receive, that it's meant for the clients to hear and to get, So
Oh,
I get the
yes.
equation.
Right. That's what I was teaching in my class. Remember, it's like, the process of opening up to your intuition doesn't require your logical brain. It's actually your right brain that actually thinks in an abstract manner, and to trust that process.
Yes.
And the more you trust it, the more information you get. So I think that's fabulous that you're utilizing that beautiful skill. And of course, your dad is definitely helping from the other side.
Yes, I wouldn't be able to do that without him, It's I wouldn't be able to do that.
That's awesome. That's great. What is your dad's name so we can honor him?
My dad's name is Kun, Kun, and actually my artist name, I decided to name it. It's spelled a T with my first name, and Kun his name. The emphasis is really on his name, so it's a collaboration between the two of us.
Oh, that's beautiful. And now, was he an artist in real life?
My dad, he was a tailor.
Oh.
So he made clothes, and he was really good artist, but he never showed that side of him. Even though making clothes is an art in itself.
Absolutely.
As well. I remember I'm so tiny. So I'm tiny teeny. So he would cut. The pants to make it shorter for me, and I miss those days. When he would. Repair the clothing for me. So yes, he was an artist. He was really good, but he denied that part of himself to show it to people, and it's a shame, Like I feel bad that he wasn't like the message that he gave to the psychic, that he wasn't strong enough to get out of his comfort zone and to to cross that barrier and to let go of that fear. So yeah, when I heard that, my heart broke literally. I'm like, oh my God, Dad, if you knew, we could have created so much together, But like I said, it's never too late, because I get to do that with him. It's our second chance, and that's what we do now. We help clients to connect with their loved one's spirit. So it's a gift. It's a blessing. I say that a lot, but it truly is.
Oh, absolutely. I think that when you can, the greatest gift we have to give is our attention. And
Yes.
if we give our attention in a very concentrated way by creating a piece of art that then carries that information to the client, and they can feel it.
Yes.
They know that it's the truth for them. And I know that from my experience of working with art, and then now my energy drawings. And so, people cry and they say, wow, I can't believe that you saw that deeply into me. And the messages that come through about their energy fields, their emotional bodies, their mental bodies, their physical bodies, it connects pieces that haven't necessarily been connected before. I know that, people frame the energy drawings and they put them up and they see them. And I know that your artwork will be treasured because of the energy that you've infused into it and the intent that you've worked with it. So yeah. I'm sure your clients will benefit from it for a long, long time. That's beautiful. Look how cute Chloe is. That's adorable. Now, you were pregnant with her when we met, right?
Yes.
That was so cute. Yes. The one energy drawing, I get both stripy and curly, and I'm like, why would that be? And she says, oh, well, maybe because I'm pregnant.
And I remember I cried so much during that session with you, I was like, oh my God. It was
Yeah.
really teaching, and I've learned a lot from the energy drawing that you did for me.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, what 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 kind of message would you like to leave somebody with in terms of your experience of losing your father, opening up your intuition, um, maybe a message that somebody who is maybe grieving at this point, and or somebody who isn't trusting their intuitive selves?
Um, like I said, at the beginning when I lost my mom and this time with my dad, I thought that I would suffer again. It's, yes, at first, there's the pain and the shock and the denial. We go through different emotions when we first experience the loss. But, know that there's always, um, you will become, there's a transformation happening, no matter if you believe it or not, you will be a different person. I chose to follow my passion. I chose to laugh more, to worry less, to hug more because I didn't hug my dad. I didn't tell him I love him. So when you so for the living person, do that, enjoy life, um, but know that the spirit of that person is always there with you.
Mm.
It transcends time and space. Love between the two of you transcends time and space. That's what I've discovered with my dad. Um, so that's a comforting thought. It's comforting for me to know that he is always there. And there's beauty in death. It might seem harsh to hear that when you first lose someone, but truly, there's light at the end. It's but embrace the emotions that you go through. It's you don't have to deny them. Embrace them, but know that there's beauty in what you're going through. And if I didn't experience those losses, I wouldn't be doing what I do now. You know, so that's a gift. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, what a magical journey that you've been on, and being able to touch base with you now and see how everything came together, but you didn't know the steps, right? And that's the confusing part. You just have to keep going, keep trusting, keep believing, and
exactly.
and it will all come together. There's a reason. There's a story behind every turn. So just keep hope, right?
Exactly.
That's beautiful. I love it. So, Theany, how do they get a hold of you? How do they get a drawing or a painting from you?
Well, for now, my website is under construction. I have a Facebook page.
Okay.
But you can type my name, theanychan.com. For now, the directing to my Facebook page, my business Facebook page.
Okay.
But you can also PM me, and I'll send you all the information. Yes, exactly. So I will send you all the information if you need more details. And yes.
Get a painting. I love it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me and saying hi and sharing your beautiful artistic magic. I'm so grateful. And bye, Chloe. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you again.